Sorry I had to scramble this all last second because I watched Sony's State of Gay. I really wish I didn't. It's been a while. And I'm struggling just to get comfortable because tailbone issues. Oh. I was not ready. In the chat. Sounds about right. Wani truly is over. It's over. It's never been so much over. Oh, it's a good thing I find other things to stream. Hey, Sagan. I've been wondering why we got the post-game music, because I'm back on my board. In my bedroom, where I've been keeping up. My tailbone issues have gotten much worse, so I've been bedbound mostly. Desperately trying to get comfortable. I don't have my timer because I was a fucking lazy ass and didn't implement it in time, so I'll be watching the clock by myself, and once it's like 5:05, I'll start it up. Though I did go above and beyond by trying to scrape my saves from the other rig, only to find that they're not compatible with this one. It's pretty funny. So I guess we'll be retreading some old ground once again. Oh. I'm gonna try and shoot for a 2-hour stream here. Might turn it down a bit more. It looks like I'm battling against the volume. Don't be afraid to yell at me if things are too loud. Showing up to wish you all the fun. Wait. Showing up to wishing all fun, the fun in stream still waging. Okay, I see. You're still at work. That sucks. The VOD will always be here. It's been how long since the last Snootverse stream? God, I feel like I've lost my edge. I've been doing a lot of reading with my games, and I've probably gotten worse. So if I don't sound as enthusiastic before, it's not because I don't like Wani, it's because I've done so much reading and the brain rot's real. The pain is real. I'm just trying to fucking keep on keeping on, I guess. It sucks, but what can you do? But yeah, in 2 more days, what's up? Hey, Hoshin. I'm hanging in there. Yeah, Friday we got the Snoot Jam, which is, it's more stuff. Like I appreciate the content, but it's like I'm not ready. I'm trying to keep my life together. I'm trying to keep my tailbone together. Who knows how long this takes? Maybe I can manage to appear live. Yeah, I'm gonna try and shoot for 2 hours, but if we go further and I'm not in pain, then it is what it is. I'm just gonna give it my all. That's all I'll say. Man, I should show you all I wish I could show you all my bastardized setup for the bedroom. Literally brought my mic arm thing here. Put that to my dresser. I got a separate monitor here at my bedside so I can actually see chat and not squint at my fucking phone. Oh, I got my big screen TV that's not big enough. This is what it's been like for the past month or so. Anyways, it's 5:05. I should stop yapping. Get right to it. Oh boy. Drink the purple stuff. is this version 3? 4? January 8th. Year 201M 2024 BC. Cafeteria Bluffs. Weather conditions, cold as a colonoscopy. Nothing semi-cold about this. It's my first time living close to water. The idea of marine layers is new to me, but I do understand morning mist. This was like it, except shittier. The heavy fog makes it difficult to see anything 5 feet in front of me. Like a chunk of uneven sidewalk that nearly trips me. It's my first time having to walk to school, too. My new apartment is in an awkward spot, opposite side of town, and no school or public bus to take me from there. It's my first day at a new school. Second half of the first semester of senior year. I had 6 months left at my old school. Can't even imagine the kind of hell those 6 months would have been. I only hope to God things will be better here. I just make out of the building now. I stop on the sidewalk and turn to face the edifice across the street. This is my new school, St. Hammond. Version 0.75. New stuff isn't until a little bit in. Well, I heard you made a lot of corrections and stuff, so I don't know. Should we just blast through this? I don't know. I'll just keep reading and see if we want to smash through this or not. The side of the building is painted with a T-Rex bursting through a rock wall, or maybe the side of a cliff. The whole thing reeks of some shitty after-school special. Across the street, looking both ways so as not to get run over by an errant car driving through the fog. Though if one did hit me, it might have been doing me a favor. Halfway across, I train my gaze back down to my feet and let my thoughts take over. Come on, Anon. It's just 6 more months. It won't be... My thoughts are interrupted by a voice echoing what I'm trying to tell myself. Come on, Olivia. It's just 6 more months. It won't be so bad. My attention is drawn to a middle-aged Dilophosaurus standing next to his car. I was so absorbed by my own thoughts I didn't even notice him as I mounted the sidewalk. Standing next to him is what looks like his son, though obviously too young to be attending St. Hammond. He's talking to a girl in a wheelchair. She looks nothing like him. Perhaps she just takes after her mother. She looks how I feel. I know things were rough last year, but that's no reason to give up and come down with senioritis. We're still here for you. Your father trusted me to do right by you. What do you mean you don't enjoy reading this stuff for the 4th time? I've been here. I've been here, man. The girl only sighs. She looks up and our gazes meet. Her eyes are like yellow orbs piercing the morning mist, and her irises are silver. Her face scrunches up as though the mere sight of me is causing her anxiety. Which reminds me, I have Top Chat on. Fuck. Oh, hell yeah. Purple Stuff update. Yeah, it was 2 days ago. Hey, Dr. Coconut. The hell is her problem? Has she never seen a human before? The stepfather, I think, looks in my direction. It looks like he's caught off guard. Have none of these people seen a human before? The kid gazes at me with childlike wonder that's easier to excuse and comments on my mere existence. Whoa, another human. Another? So I'm not the only one. Vinny, it's impolite to stare. Sorry. Look who's talking, old man. Hey there, son. Name's Randy. The Dilophosaurus extends his hand. I take it reflexively, and he gives it a good firm shake. Hi. Name's Anon. Don't mind Vinny. He's still at that age where politeness is a foreign concept. Sorry to be late, but no need to panic. I'm here now. Okay, Andrew. It's all good. And this is Olivia. I'm her godfather. Hi. The wheelchair-bound girl merely grunts in response. Never seen you before. Is it your first day? Yeah, I just transferred here from another school. You nervous? A little, yeah. A lot, actually. Well, don't worry, us dinos don't bite. Hard. He laughs at his own joke. I manage a small smile, but I'm cringing on the inside. We should get going now. You have a good day, Olivia. Maybe you can show Anon around before class. Maybe. I'll see you later, Randy. Bye, Auntie Olivia. I love you. The young dino half crawls onto Olivia's lap and they embrace. Bye, Vinny. I love you too. Olivia pivots in the direction of the school and propels herself towards it. Listen, Anon, I know it's your first day and I hate to impose, but would you mind being Olivia's friend? His sudden sincerity catches me off guard. For being the kind of dino who could melt your face off merely by hawking a loogie in your direction, he seems good-natured. It's easy to imagine him on a riding mower during the summer, with a beer or sugar-free Monstar in one hand while blasting ZZ Rock. I'm unsure how to respond to his request. Sure. Don't feel like I'm trying to pressure you, son. I just got the feeling you were as lonely as she, no offense. None taken. You have yourself a good first day now, and say hi to my son Damien if you meet him. Don't worry, you'll know him when you see him. Sure thing, and thanks. Hey, Robert. Bye, Anon. Don't drink the purple stuff. The father's eyes go wide as though his progeny just said something incredibly offensive. Randy pinches the bridge of his eyes, clearly exasperated. Oh, Lord, Vinny, get your butt in the car. It's time to go. The two drive off, with Vinny waving at me from the passenger's side. I return his wave half-heartedly. The fuck was that about? And lonely? Me? I should be so lucky. Still, he was friendlier than my old man. And again, my old man sent me here after I begged and pleaded. How many people could say their parents would do the same? Though I suppose, in a way, it was like throwing money at a problem to make it go away. Whatever. It's time to go inside. The crippled girl is already a good distance from me as I follow her to the school. She pauses before the doors, giving me enough time to catch up, and looks over her shoulder, though not enough to be able to make contact a second time. Should I say something? Even before I can mutter a response, she's already turned her attention back to the doors. She presses a big button with a handicap symbol on it, and one of the doors opens automatically. Once she's inside, I continue to wait. Normally, I would have slipped in before the automatic doors closed, but that was only when it was being used by someone too lazy to open the door for themselves. This time felt different, like it would be weird to follow behind someone actually crippled who relied on it. I grabbed the handle of another door and entered. The vestibule is lined with heaters on either side and make an eerie hum, and I have a sensation as though I'm in limbo, caught between two worlds. I recall that ancient human civilizations used to write "Here be dragons" on unexplored territories on their maps. Perhaps those dragons were the dinos that couldn't dodge the meteor. I steel myself and enter. Walking down the cereal aisle isn't nearly as colorful or as much of an assault on the senses as looking at this stupid body composed entirely of dinos. They come in all varieties, scaled and feathered. Horns, talons, beaks, armored plates. The only thing telling my subconscious impulses that I didn't wander into an aviary or zoo is the fact that they're all wearing clothes. Seeing grouchy Olivia from the beginning of one is understandable, but seeing a sad, crushed Olivia from the beginning of this mod is depressing. She would bring happiness only for it to be snatched away, yeah. I'm gonna turn this down on my side. It looks, is this loud for you? Yeah, about volume spiked. Hold on, guys. I got you. Just get that just below yellow. Game volume. I know. It got me too. It was loud for me. Music's a bit too loud. Yes, I hear you all. I hear you. I can hear you again. murmur of conversation fills the air, and I'm able to catch a few bits. They're mostly talking about how their Christmas break went. Some are just discussing new class schedules, our replacement teachers. Alright, remain calm, Anon. Just keep a low profile and don't make any sudden movements. Remember, their eyesight is based primarily on move. Hey, it's the human! Fuck. I'm enveloped by a meteor swarm of meteor dodgers. Hey, how have you been, man? Wait, he's not the same. I look down at my shoes and do my best to tune them out. Maybe if I don't give them any attention, they'll lose interest. For a moment, I thought it was... I mean, they all look the same, especially the bald ones. False alarm, I guess he's not out yet. I have no idea who they're talking about, and I don't care. I'm just relieved when they finally lose interest and return to their respective friend groups. Hopefully that's the most attention I get all year. Survive first contact with native population. Objective complete. Objective 2. Survive the rest of this already shitty year. Liv is really feeling that 1-2 blow of losing both teacher and boyfriend. Yeah. Curse you, purple drink. Let me grab it. Let me grab a drink. Looking for any place to sit and be left alone, I found a common area with some vending machines and couches. One end of the area is occupied by students talking amongst themselves, and the other end is left mercifully unoccupied. I find an old ratty couch and take a load off. Wish I could do that. Cradling my head in my hands, I process my situation. 6 months in this new school, a tall order to be sure, but still better than the alternative. I was here by myself, and with a year's lease on a studio apartment in a human ghetto, it felt like being thrust prematurely into adulthood. I recall my old man's warning, once the lease is done, Anon. It's either college or the military, I don't care which. At the moment, I'm leading towards the military, probably the army, not like I know what the hell else to do with my life. Nico couldn't put down the cup. Ah, you must be Anon. Oh, shit! Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. It's all good, I was just lost in thought. Where the fuck is the rest of her? Finger taps my shoulder. Sorry, force of habit. Takes a moment to comprehend the freak show before me. That's alright, I'm still getting used to being around dinos. That's why I'm here. Hi, I'm Liz, Student Council Treasurer. I'm here to welcome you and take you on a tour. She extends her hand in greeting. Yep, those are the internal alarms right there without fail. My heart begins to race. I look down at the appendage, reluctant to take it. Disappointed, the Brachiosaurus looks down. I apologize. I didn't know dinos made you nervous. No, it's not the fact that you're a dino. It's that I'm a girl. Yes. That's alright. We don't have to shake hands if you don't want to. Just as well, I'm sure your boyfriend would kick my ass if he saw us holding hands. A hand slaps my back. Was I just going to have to get used to them all teleporting behind me? Ah, nah, bro, I won't kick your ass. Unless it's at dodgeball or rock ring, then hell yeah, I'll kick your ass. I'm greeted by another Dilophosaurus, although his head crest makes him look slightly different. His scales are a familiar pink hue, and this must be Damien. Oh, do you like rock ring? Tell me you like rock ring. Yeah, in fact, I have the first two on the original X-Rocks. Oh, sweet, you're a gamer! Hey, you got an X-Rock Series Rex? Series S. Add me and we can be rock ring buddies. Name's Damien, by the way. He takes my hand and gives it a firm shake. I think I met your dad outside. Randy? Yeah, that's my old man, alright. Did you meet Olivia? I did. She didn't say much, though. Give her time and she'll warm up to you. Liz clears her throat in that way that makes passive-aggressive sound like a euphemism. Maybe they didn't get along very well, not that it was any of my business. I'm Manon, by the way. I'm new here. Yeah, I know, bro. Me and Liz are gonna take you on a tour. I suppose you're also part of the student council? Do I look like student council material? I guess not. Before we head out, I have something for you. Liz hands me a manila folder with brochures inside. There's an introduction to St. Hammond, one for picking colleges or trade schools, some other boring stuff, blah blah blah. Hang on, what's this? I pull out a slip that says free lunch, good for up to $15. Present that coupon for a free lunch later. I had it made just for you. Well, that was very nice of you. Good thing, too, because I'm currently flat fucking broke. Liz gasps as Damien chuckles. That's the mumbling. Huh? Alright then. If you're ready, we can begin the tour. A magic mystery tour. Now sure, why not? May as well get it over with. Liz... Wait. You forgot the E. Liz gids me around and tells me where each class was. This at least helps me to familiarize myself with the new school. She gives bits of trivia about the school with Damien, interjecting it begins! She gives bits of trivia about the school, with Damien interjecting now and then. Some of the walls are lined with motivational posters, with the most prominent theme being kindness and being a better person. Posters that always came across as patronizing. What was the point of being kind if you were only doing it so it was because it was commanded of you? And who did they want you to be better for? Yourself or just them so they could take advantage of you? Not wanting to seem like a schizo in front of Liz and Damien, I keep these thoughts to myself. Damn. Hey, Baba. And here we have the gala, which is naturally dedicated to our signature coursework. The walls are lined with pictures from differing styles and skill level. The second sensory overload makes the environment seem surreal, almost like a dream, and not a good one. It only heightens my unease. Which art subjects are you interested in, Anon? None at the moment, to be honest. I'm not even sure why my dad sent me here of all places. I do like drawing occasionally, though I'm not very good at it. You can always take AP Art if you want to hone your drawing skills. Or you could just forget art altogether and take home ec, like me. I'll consider both options. A sudden rapping clicking startles me, making absolutely certain that the picture that was just taken of me was an embarrassing one. The one holding the camera is a blue Parasaurus. From his dress and demeanor, he seems like student council material. Wow, that's a fantastic picture for the yearbook. Mind taking it again? I'd rather people not see that. I'd rather people not see me altogether. Oh, don't worry, I'm sure it'll turn out fine. Even if it doesn't, there's still plenty of more of the school year to get more. Fan-fucking-tastic. I'm Ben, by the way, Student Council President. Called it. I'm Anon. How are you feeling on your first day? A little overwhelmed. I'm sure Liz and Damien are taking care of you, though. Yeah, they've been friendly. So far. I noticed that Liz and Damien don't seem to like Ben from just how they're looking at him. So, Damien, how is Olivia holding up? She's doing better. No thanks to you. I'm glad to hear it. I wanted this year's theme to be becoming a better person and showing kindness. Did you notice the posters? Kinda hard not to. Also, Anon, have you chosen any electives yet? I was just talking about it with Liz and Damien. I haven't decided on all of my classes yet. You'll need to decide by the end of the week. Why don't I meet with you later when I have the time and I can help you? I could tell I wasn't going to be able to get rid of this guy easily. Sure thing. And remember when you introduce yourself to your classmates to make a good first impression. I'll see you later. Have a great first day. Yo, what happened? We're still in the mod. He turns from us and finds another student to accost. Oh, wait. Oh, Chris, did you finish putting up the rest of the new posters? Oh, he's a bright ray of sunshine, ain't he? Damien and Liz snicker at my remark. Too bad I'm not so good with first impressions. Don't worry about it. Even if you don't make a good first impression, that doesn't mean you can't still get along. Continuing on. We finished the tour where we began at the front of the school. And that concludes the tour. Do you have any questions? Nope. What's your first period? I pull up my crumpled up class sheet. It's PE. Oh, sweet, we share the same first period. Oh, crap, we're gonna be late if we don't hustle. Pink Dino grabs my wrist and yanks me down the hall. Have a good day. I'm not going to do the Sully voice this time. Oh, my voice is not up for it. I'm sorry. I'm not even good at it in the first place. Whew, we made it. Trust me, Anon, you don't want to be late for this guy's class, ever. I'm panting heavily by the time we finished our sprint to the gymnasium. I feel like I've been through gym for the day. Isn't there any accounting for being a new student on his first day? No, not with Coach Solly. In fact, there was this one guy who... He trails off, a distant look on his face that slowly turns to melancholy. Oh, Raptor Jesus, don't tell me the coach killed him or something. Never mind, you just don't want to piss off Solly. He's a good guy, but he believes in tough love. I had the feeling he wasn't going to be just plain... I had the feeling he was going to be just plain tough on me, no love. Unfortunately, someone had forgot to requisition a gym uniform for the new human students. I was stuck wearing my regular clothes. I felt embarrassed as I waited for everyone else to quickly change into their uniforms. In the locker room, I found a bulletin showing the fitness requirements for all branches of the military. For graduates of Army boot camp, the bare minimum was 42 consecutive push-ups in 2 minutes. I doubted I could even do 10 in my current physical condition. Alright, maggots, which one of you wants to demonstrate proper push-up forms for our newest recruit? Oh, me! Attaboy, Damien, now give me 20 clean push-ups. Damien hits the ground and knocks out 20 push-ups. He kept his face turned up to the right so he could lower himself even farther to the point his left frill was brushing the floor. I felt immense shame as I watched his perfect form. His stomach doesn't sag down and his body remains rigid. Nice work. Now the rest of you hit the ground and give me 20. He eagerly hits the ground again and begins to knock out more push-ups as though he hadn't done 20 already. I, meanwhile, struggle to keep perfect form. Anon, do not flare your elbows outward. Keep them tucked in closer to your body. I do as he says and tilt my elbows at a 45-degree angle so I'm no longer making a T when I go down. The push-ups feel almost twice as hard doing them this way, let alone having to go all the way down till my nose touches the floor. Use your knees if you have to. Even on my knees, I struggle to finish the set. My chest, shoulders, and triceps are screaming at me. My arms feel like they're going to give out on me. Damien's still grinning ear to ear and doesn't seem tired. Oh man, I'm out of shape after winter break. I struggled a bit with that last one. For the next 20 minutes, we do stretching exercises, followed by sit-ups and squats, and then a light jog around the gym. After the battery of warm-ups is complete, I feel ready to lay down on the floor and go to sleep. Gym isn't over though, and now Damien and I are engaged in a furious game of dodgeball. Sweat pours down my face, and it's all I can do to keep up with the pink dino while dodging the red fireballs lob my way. Noticing how exhausted I am, he tries to cheer me up. Hey man, just be grateful Mia isn't here. You should be using your head for target practice. Who is she? Is she like the school bully or something? She was, until she got her ass expelled last year. Crazy psycho. Sounds like I dodged a bullet then. More like dodged a dodgeball. Heads up! Let me grab another water. Okay, who's texting? Speak. Speaking of, let me get my analytics out. Okay, people got these notifications got to stop. 15 people, not bad. Oh, let me get comfy again, my god. The struggle is real. Hold on. Why do I have a phone call? Hold on. There we go. Now I gotta get comfortable again. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. Since my schedule still hasn't been filled out yet, I had the next period free idle in my homeroom. There were only a handful of other students here, and they were all either on their phones or with their heads down. I follow suit and put my own head on my desk, using an English textbook for a pillow. I close my eyes but can't get to sleep. Even so, just sitting with my head down feels blissful after that first period. The idea of spending the whole day like this doesn't seem so bad, at least until boredom sets in. I slowly raise my head, blinking against the light, my 10-minute power nap complete. I decide to blow off some steam with a little shitposting. I find an innocent-looking forum post and reply to it. It's okay, dinosaurs can have Triceratops History Month, the rest of us have Father's Day. Then click post. I chuckle to myself mirthfully as I look at my own handiwork. The glee is short-lived when I make eye contact with another student. My gaze snaps in another direction. Getting caught making jokes like that would have been the quickest way to get beat up. Not like I was eager to make friends with anyone anyway. Despite being given a tour by Liz, I still get myself lost on my way to science class. I only just managed to get there in time. Hey, new kid, you're 10 seconds away from being tardy. Sorry. Don't sweat it, just try to hustle a little bit more next time, alright? Now why don't you frickin' introduce yourself to the rest of the class? I still hated these introductions, and of course I had more to look forward to throughout the day. Hi, I'm Anon. I just transferred here, and that's about it. Alright, not bad. Short and sweet. Now take a seat so we can get started. I scan the room for an unoccupied chair, but there's only one. And it's smack dab between two girls. The one on my right, a white Bambi raptor, is eyeing me up and down with a seductive glint in her eyes. Oh, what are you waiting for, sweetheart? An invitation? Sit your ass down. The two girls laugh, and the raptor pats the chair between them. Her other hand parts more of her dress from her milky white cleavage. She's giving me a sultry gaze that causes my heart to leap into my throat. With no other options, I take my seat. Red alert! Red alert! Hemorrhoids off the port and starboard. Divert all non-essential functions to shields. Hi, I'm Lunara. I'm fine, and you? Shit, divert life support functions to port shields now! I mean, hi, nice to meet you. You're funny. And I'm Kiara, nice to meet you, player. Yep, nice to make both of your acquaintance. Looks like we're going to be lab partners from now on. Great. The predators have locked onto the prey. I like your jacket, by the way. Thanks, I buy them in bulk. We then dive into the lesson, which is about elements and their properties. The raptor and Triceratops do most of the talking whenever there's a break in the lecture. They mainly talk about their winter break. I keep my own responses to their questions as short as possible without sounding rude. I feel lightheaded from maintaining conversations with two girls at once. A few times I zone out, and everything around me becomes white noise. Yo, Anon, you freaking paying attention? Yes, Mr. Scorsettavido. I don't even know if I pronounced that right, but whatever. Alright, then maybe you could tell me what a mole is. I feel the entire class watching me. Clearing my throat, I answer as best as I can. That's 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd power. A lottie frickin' da, so you can repeat big numbers at me. Can you tell me what exactly a mole is? That's the number of atoms of a particular element when weighed in grams equal to the element's atomic weight. Alright then, wise guy, but what is atomic weight? The number of protons and neutrons of that particular element. Not bad, kid. I'm mildly impressed. Maybe teaching you won't be such a pain in the ass after all. The teacher finishes his brief lecture, then instructs the class to continue with the assignment. Wow, Anon, you're pretty smart. Thank you, it's just basic chemistry. Kiara just plugged the mole into her calculator and was staring at all the zeros. So there's that many atoms in 12 grams of carbon? I guess, but then atoms could be waves and not individual particles, or so I've heard. That's really fascinating. Are you going to major in science? Not sure. A lot of this stuff goes over my head. I prefer history. Hey, if you ever need help with history, let me know. Sure thing. Focusing on the lesson while reciting basic chemistry facts helps with the deafening sound of the alarms in my head. After a while, it doesn't feel as suffocating. But the prospect of being their lab partner for the remainder of the year makes my legs feel weak. Fuck my life. The bell signals the school to lunch. Lunara says the one thing I was dreading. Would you like to have lunch with us? Don't be shy, honey. We'll talk with you. Wonderful. It's a minor pet peeve, but Kiara keeps getting called a triceratops, yet when I count the number of her horns... a trigger is a trigger. I make my way to the cafeteria, flanked by the busty blonde and the raccoon raptor. I'm trying desperately to think of anything to get out of eating lunch with them, then another girl appears before us. It's the girl in the wheelchair, Olivia. Our gazes meet a second time, and I wonder if I should say something. She then looks to the two pursuers following me and scowls. Well, that didn't take you very long, did it, lover boy? Her voice is husky, coming out almost like a growl. It catches me off guard. Now what? Hi, Olivia. How was your winter break? The fuck do you care? We're sorry about what happened at the winter formal. Again, the fuck do you care? Hey, Loverboy, how does it feel hanging out with two bimbos who pick on a cripple? So much for staying out of drama. I really feel bad about that now, Olivia. Kiara and I talked it over and we don't want to be like that anymore. Not ever since Mia got expelled. Meaning you only feel brave enough to pick on me when the alpha bitch is around. Boy, you sure can pick 'em, Loverboy. God, why me? You're right to be mad at us, but... Good, then I'll continue being mad, and I'll fuck off. She continues down the hall, leaving a trail of negative vibes in her wake. Sorry about that, Anon, but she is right to be angry at us. I just hope she'll forgive us one day. Maybe she'll stop caring after enough time has passed. Maybe, but we do feel really bad about the winter formal and what happened to her. Listen, I'd love to stay and gossip about other people, but I gotta hit the head. Oh, you hit your head? No, I need to use the latrine. The what now? Bathroom. Oh, alright, we'll see you at lunch. She's a triceratops, she just filed down her horns. Escaping into the porcelain-walled sanctuary, I splash cold water on my face. The alarms subside and I realize I've been shaking. Once I'm calm enough, I gaze into the mirror, recalling that day. I realize that was similar to how Olivia looked when I first saw her. But her anger just now caught me off guard. She may as well have been a different person. Guess she wasn't afraid of humans, but she clearly wasn't interested in being friends with me either. That wasn't my fault, though, so Randy couldn't hold it against me. It's not like I was interested in making friends to begin with. So then why do I feel bad? I step into the lunchroom and am dismayed by what I see. What ought to be a normal cafeteria looks more like a World Star video of the inside of a Denny's in Baltimore. A level 5 trig out is in full effect. Animals are reclaiming territory from before the winter break and making their boundaries known. A T-Rex is even bellowing loud enough to vibrate the floor. This is carnivore territory. Any herbies and vegans who cross into the zone will be eaten. Dinos are even using their food as ammunition. I contemplate the logistics of making all that food and shipping it here, only so it could end up wasted and then moved to disgust. Fortunately, I had a special power for when such things troubled my conscience. The power of choosing not to give a shit. Wasn't like I could stop them anyway. Trying Liz's lunch coupon, I make my way to the omnivore line and pick out a tasty-looking lunch, making sure not to go over the $15 limit, but also using as much of that limit as I can. I get to the register and present the coupon. The cashier eyes it suspiciously and I hold my breath. After a small eternity, he writes something on the coupon, puts it in the register, and ushers me away without bothering to look at me. Food in hand, I turn away, feeling in a good mood for the first time that day. Then I'm met with a new problem. What the fuck was I supposed to say? Move it, loser! Something hits me in the back and I watch as though in slow motion as my tray is jettisoned from my hands, turning face down mid-flight, ensuring that nothing could be salvaged. Captain's log stardate 23.9, rounding off to the nearest decimal. A magnetic storm has disabled all powers to the forward shields, leaving the ship temporarily vulnerable to a stray meteor. The resulting perforation of the hull has blown out all the cafeteria food, as well as a few expendable red shirts, onto the unforgiving vacuum of space, which is now the final frontier of our component of dino nuggies. Food replicators are still offline, and a famished crew is becoming increasingly malicious. Fuck my life. Mutinous. Sorry. Let me get a drink. Let me get comfortable again, jeez. End of log of Commander Anan Owaimus, acting captain of the USS Shitposter. A familiar hand slaps my back. Hey, Anan, what's up? Oh, bummer, dude. Bummer? I sweaty raptor tapped Datsy. Jesus, I just want to... Don't worry, I'll spot your lunch for today. I want to punch myself for what I had just thought of doing to Damien. Thanks. You sure you don't mind? Nah, you can always pay me back, lady. Thanks, and I promise I will. Alright, now follow me. Oh, and get the Sloppy Joe this time. They're out of this world. Never had a good experience with Sloppy Joe, but who was I to gainsay my lunchroom savior? Stepping back into the line, Damien piles his already laden tray with yet another Sloppy Joe and more fries. I woke up an appetite today in gym, so I was already really hungry. I get a Sloppy Joe of my own, as well as fries and cookies. At the soda fountains, I noticed that one of the flavors is grape. Would this have been what Vinny meant when he said not to drink the purple stuff? The only other purple stuff I knew of was the shit in the fridge next to the soda, OJ, and Sunny D. Maybe the Triceratopses would get pissed if I touched their purple drink, or their grape drink. I get water instead, placing the cup in the tray's cup holder. Alright, just follow me, and I'll clear a path. I hate when my cat eats an incomprehensible object off my floor. Yeah, that sucks. Predictably, Liz was already at the table, munching away at the vines up above, and of fucking course, Olivia is there too. What's Loverboy doing here? You mean Anon? He's my new buddy. And he said you guys already met. So what's he doing here, not with his new girlfriend, Lunara? Oh snap, Lunara is your girlfriend already? You move fast. We're just lab partners, alright? Lab partners. I'm not interested in getting a girlfriend. Too bad, because she's really cute. Oh, I'm sure he'll be dating her in no time. The fuck is this chick's problem? Look, Olivia, I don't know what your problem is with Nara and Kiara, and I don't care. I'd rather stay out of drama. They're just my lab partners, and I don't even like them. You don't like them? How come? How can anyone like Mia's posse? Come on, Liv. How was Anon supposed to know? It's his first day. I just want to keep a low profile and coast through the school year. Is that such a big ask? Yeah, it's all good, man. Nobody's gonna force you to be friends. Sorry for not trying to be rude. I just had a bad experience last year. I get you, man. We dig into our meal, and I have to admit it's the best sloppy joe I ever had. Not that it was a high bar to begin with. The meaty sweetness between a sesame seed bun is euphoric, reinvigorating me after what had been a troublesome first half of the day. I'm only halfway through mine, savoring each bite before Damien has already finished both of his. And I made the mistake of not eating since lunch, so now this is making me hungry. He leans back and rubs his belly. Ah, that hit the spot. Pretty good, huh? Actually, yeah, normally these things are too runny, but the consistency of this is almost like a burger patty. And the way it melts in your mouth. Yeah, the food here is surprisingly good. It's just a shame so much of it has to get wasted. That's just how we dinos are. At least you said it, so I don't have to. Damien looks to the side and chuckles. Oh, wait a sec. Fuck it. So hey, do you like anime? Whoa, I have to stop myself from spurting out at his question. I've seen a few. Olivia snorts derisively. Let me guess, Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. The most basic bitch of all anime. Urge to Spurg, Rising. What's wrong with those shows? Olivia snorts again and rolls her eyes. Olivia loves anime to the point where she's kind of a snob, but her favorite is Gundam, which she says it's the best sci-fi anime of all time. Legend of the Galactic Heroes is better than Gundam by a wide margin. Oh, she did not like that. I'm glad to see you made use of my lunch coupon. Damien wordlessly tells me what I should say. I sure did. Thank you, Liz. You're very welcome. So, do Herbies have to pay to eat the vines up there? Yeah, it's like paying for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. Oh, that makes sense. About as much sense as anything else in this shit show. Now, I hate to ask, but you wouldn't happen to have more of those coupons, would you? I'm sorry, I don't. Why do you ask? His ass is broke. Yeah, what she said. Hey, Olivia, if it wasn't for our dads giving us both our allowance, we'd be broke too. It's not all bad. My old man at least got me a year's lease on an apartment. Now, sweet, you got a place of your own? Sure, in the shittiest part of town. That's not much, just a studio apartment. Dude, give me a refrigerator box with basic plumbing and my games, and I'll be happy as a clam. Damien's saliva is acid. Everything melts in his mouth. That is true. Maybe it was a man-made horror beyond comprehension. But yeah, for the time being, I'm light on allowance myself, and normally I hate asking for handouts, but I could get you something that's better that won't make you feel like you're accepting handouts. A lunch card. How does that work? It's like a loan you don't have to pay back until after you've graduated, and best of all, there's no interest. A loan without any usury? Sign me the fuck up. Yeah, it looks like we're it looks like I'm going to need that. Would certainly ease my financial burdens. Great, I'll do the paperwork myself. Oh, and I don't want to be any trouble. Trust me, it's no trouble. It's what I do as a treasurer. Now, dealing with all that property damage Mia caused last year, that was trouble. I had a migraine headache for a week. Mia, it's like the 4th time today somebody's brought up this Mia chick. What the hell was her problem? She was a damn psycho, that's what. Her and Ben, for that matter. Damien's sudden dark tone catches me off guard. This Mia bitch must have been bad news to make such a happy-go-lucky guy like him angry. What'd Ben do? So like they were dating when she was going here, and he always used his authority as Stu co-president to get her out of trouble. And I'm guessing her vandalism was the final straw. Well, it wasn't just that. It was... He trails off and Olivia looks as though she's recalling a deeply unpleasant memory. I think I get the idea, and I'm guessing that Mia, like Ben, was also a parasaur. Yeah, pretty good guess. How'd you know? Just basic pattern recognition. What pattern? Well, I mean, despite being a small percentage of the dino population, parasaurians make up 60% of all dinos with psychological and personality disorders. I like how the music stopped right on cue. Oh, a hush falls over the table that makes the din of the cafeteria seem louder. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Whoa, really? What kind of personality disorders? Mainly the dark triad traits, narcissism, Machiavellianism, and sociopathy and psychopathy. And just where did you hear that? It's a commonly cited statistic. Commonly cited by whom? Bigots? More like commonly cited by people with common sense. Whoa, Anon, the fuck are you doing revealing your power level in front of all these normies? Especially the one currently in charge of making sure you don't spend your lunches at the nearest soup kitchen. But now that I think about it, it could be misinformation or something. No, it just sounds like something edgy internet trolls say to bait people into being angry. Shit, we've been made. The talking inflatable tube has our number. Shut it down. Shut it the fuck down. Basic pattern recognition. I've noticed the love interest in a few of the fan games in the works are parasaurs, yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of Naomi fans out there. I don't know, Liz, it would explain an awful lot if it were true. It doesn't matter if it's true. It's not right to judge people for what they are and what they can't help. She seems to be directing that last statement towards Olivia more than I. You judge them. I judge them for how they choose to act. Maybe I can salvage this. You're right, Liz. It isn't fair. I only guessed what Mia was. And you were right. Damien, shut the fuck up. I don't like where this conversation is going. Look, Anon, I don't like talking about people behind their back. All 3 of us have our issues with Ben, but that's no reason for us to poison the well against him. If you need anything from him, I know he'll help you in any way he can. Maybe snorts angrily and turns it into a dangerous-sounding growl. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Liz. And as for Mia, she's a deeply disturbed individual. All of us have our issues with her. Some more than others, and we've sort of made it an unspoken rule not to talk about her in polite company. Well, that's your first mistake. I ain't polite. All 3 of you have brought her up unprovoked at some point. Good point, and that's going to stop starting now. Yes, Madam Treasurer, so what's next on the agenda? Figuring out what hussy Loverboy is going to lose his virginity to. This bitch is starting to get on my nerves. Lunch continues with us making small talk, mainly about our classes. And I notice Olivia's holding a human-shaped cookie between her thumb and index finger. She wants me to see her with it. Oh, we got new art here, I think. Or wait, no, we've seen this. I forgot, we've seen this. Crunch! I sneer at her and return my attention to my own pile of cookies. I bite the legs off the dino-shaped cookie and display them before her, leaning them against the edge of my tray. I'm not bothering to look at her, but I can feel her gaze boring through me like laser eyes. But he was an asshole to the pro tag in the beginning. Wait. Oh yeah, the Parasaur in what's his face? Devlog. The only non-asshole Parasaur character I can feel. Well, Elliot was kind of an asshole. Kind of. I managed to make it through the rest of the day, which including yet more awkward introductions to Pure who either couldn't have cared less or thought of me as some pet token human. Relieved to hear the final bell of the day trill after what felt like an eternity, I make my way towards the entrance. Excuse me, Mr. Moose? I should have figured extricating myself wouldn't be easy. I turn to the Oviraptor, who seems to be symbiotically linked to her coffee mug. Yes, ma'am, and it's Muss. My mistake. Hi, I'm Principal Scaler. I would have met with you sooner, but I was quite busy today. Is something the matter? Not at all. I just wanted to introduce myself and ask how you were doing on your first day. I'm doing all right, I suppose. They didn't have a gym uniform for me in PE. That's odd. I apologize for that. Other than that, did you have any other issues, thoughts, concerns? It's not like we're being audited right now. Not really. Liz has been super helpful, though. I'm glad to hear that. If you have anything you'd like to talk about, please feel free to visit me in my office. Why is my phone going off? Hold on. What's that game? Oh wait, I think I know what that game is. Yeah, that one. It's still expensive even though it's on sale. Whatever. Although I can't guarantee I'll always be readily available, but I will try. Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Now to continue with my exfiltration. I forget. Can we back up? I'm gonna drop a save. Now you'd see I dragged the old saves here and they do not work. Oh, there is no scrolling back. Oh wait. Oh, there is scrolling back. Never mind. Okay. Crisis averted. This crap pop from The Simpsons. I've been calling her Crandai. Oh, okay. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Oh, alright. Now to continue with my exfiltration. Excuse me, Anon? Of course, I'm stopped by the Cerulean Caesar. I wondered if you had a moment to talk about your class schedule. Alright, I'd forgotten about that. I see you haven't decided on an elective yet. Well, I did narrow it down to either graphical design or AP art. You'd always take photography. You and I could even be in the same class. No offense, but photography doesn't interest me. None taken. So between the two, AP art and graphic design, which are you leaning towards? Well, I did notice there's a slot for AP art in second period, which is currently empty for me. I could sign up for that without having to rearrange my existing schedule. Are you quite certain of that? Not really, but it doesn't make much of a difference to me either. Inko, look out! Huh? Who are you talking? Ah! I didn't have time to react as the green blurred before. Wait, the green blurred before she used my right foot as a ramp. I know what you're trying to do, Ben. Knock it off. What? What am I trying to do? You're trying to fix me up with the human to try and fix me. Don't be ridiculous. I was actually about to suggest to you. The fuck is your problem, you dumb green gimp? The fuck did you just call me? I called you a dumb green gimp, you crippled meteor dodger. Fuck you. Fuck you. The accumulated anger from the day erupts, and it's all I can do to not slap this bitch upside her head. Why don't you watch where you're fucking going? How about you pay attention to where you're standing, asshole? Hey, last time I checked, this hallway belongs to everybody. I go where I want. What's it to you, asswipe? You're the asswipe. I only see red as I scream at the baryonyx bitch. Who let the fucking gator out of her enclosure? Who let the chimp out of his monkey house? Eat shit. Drink bleach. Enough! Both of you, in my office now. I guess Ben isn't really an asshole. He knows he has a genuine mental problem and takes his meds. It's just that he doesn't get other people well. I think Ben is bipolar, but not sure. We're pulled into Scalar's office, and she's gone from being friendly to being pissed. I end up taking a seat next to Olivia, whose mere presence is as irritating as a fly in my face. Ben, if you would explain what happened. Certainly, I was discussing Anon's class schedule with him when Olivia brazenly charged down the hall, as is her habit, and rolled over Anon's left foot. She then proceeded to harangue me with ridiculous allegations. Oh dear, Anon, is your foot alright? Feels like somebody dropped a lead weight on it. Do you need to go to the nurse's office? I might. Baby. Olivia, shut up. You of all people ought to know better. And if you could please escort Anon to the nurses. Olivia, Ben, you're trying to set me up with a human to fix me, Ben. No, that's Naomi from the first game, remember? Following Ben, he guides me to the nurse's office while I hobble along like a duck with Down syndrome. The nurse inspects my foot and concludes nothing is broken. She puts a balm on the bruised area and gives me some anti-inflammatory medicine to reduce the swelling. She also gives me a small jar of balm plus more medicine. I hobble my ass back to the principal's. Are you out of your goddamn mind, young lady? I recognize that voice. It's Randy on speakerphone. He sounds pissed. I can't believe, and after I asked him to be your friend, just wait until your father hears about this. The gator on wheels looks like she's having some kind of a panic attack. In spite of how furious I was at her before, I can't help but feel sorry for her now. Just hearing Randy's stern voice brings back a flashback of my old man. Listen, Randy, it was an accident. Who is this? It's Anon, sir, the human you asked to be your friend. Randy gives an exasperated sigh on the other end. Hi there, son. How are you? I'm fine. It doesn't even hurt that much. But listen, Olivia didn't do anything wrong. Not intentionally, anyway. I wasn't watching where I was going, and I stepped in front of her like a jackass. Miss Scalar told me she was barreling down the hallway. Maybe she was, but she didn't hurt me on purpose. It was just an accident. Can you let her off the hook this time? Randy sighs again. Alright, I'll take your word for it. Olivia, I'm sorry I yelled at you, but please slow down. I'm tired of hearing complaints about you treating the school like it's your own personal racetrack. You hear that, Hot Wheels? I'm sorry, Randy. I'll slow down next time. I promise. She's gulping back tears and her body is trembling. I gotta get going now and pick up Vinny. We'll see you when you get home. I'll have to tell Sophia about this. Okay. Bye. I couldn't help but sense a great deal of tension in how he was talking to her. Obviously, this wasn't the only incident she had, but he sounded as though he was at his wit's end. Scalar cocks an eyebrow at me. Do you mind telling me why you did that, Anon? I mean, it was an accident, and I just didn't want to get somebody else in trouble with their parents. I see. You may have talked Randy down, but Olivia isn't off the hook with me. Now maybe you can tell me why you were so furious with Ben. Apparently, she thinks I was trying to get Anon into the same class as she, so he could fix her or something. Would you call a red-brown ape that runs up and down angrily yells at people orangutan? Orangutan is a villain in the Venture Bros Season 6. I wouldn't have known that. And why would you think that, Olivia? Because Ben's always been like that. He's always trying to manipulate me or help me. And he thinks he can make a new human transfer student help me. Oh, where the fuck is this coming from? I was actually about to suggest to Anon that he not take the same AP Art class as you because I was worried something like this would happen. And lo and behold, you proved me right. Benjamin, please. The Scalar rubs the bridge of her snout between her eyes. There was definitely some kind of history between these two that had spilled its way onto her lap, and probably the laps of a lot of other people. Olivia, not everything is some kind of conspiracy against you. And Ben, don't make assumptions about Olivia will or won't do. I'm going to overlook this whole mess for today, but next time, Olivia, I won't hesitate to give you a week's worth of detention. Okay, I'm sorry. And Anon? Yes. Don't think I didn't hear that disgusting slur when you were screaming at Olivia. I don't ever want to hear the phrase meteor dodger out of your mouth again. Don't dare break eye contact with the predatory dino woman staring a hole through me. Yes, Miss Scalar. You should apologize to Anon now. The wheelchair-bound girl looks up at me remorsefully. I'm sorry, Anon. I'm sorry I ran over your foot on your first day, and I'm sorry I said mean things to you earlier. I'm even sorry I knocked your lunch tray out of your hands at the lunch Liz got for you that Damien had to replace. So it was her from before. I don't even have to look. From her breathing, Scalar sounds fucking pissed. What is the matter with you? She begins sobbing uncontrollably. I miss Inko. I was mean to him too, but I miss him every day, and I wish more than anything he was here now so I could apologize to him. Scalar rubs the bridge of her snout again, though this time more out of exasperation than frustration. I know you miss him. If I could, I would bring him back to you right now, but I can't. You have to let go. Olivia whimpers pitifully. Anon, is there anything you would like to say? I don't know who Inko is, and I don't care. I'm not here to make friends. I just wanted to be left alone so I could coast through this year and get on with the rest of my shitty life. But so far I've been accosted by everyone here, including some paraplegic with serious issues. Just leave me alone. Scalar sighs, sounding disappointed. You may go, Olivia, and Ben, if you could give me a moment alone with Anon. Very well. Victor de Leon. Really? How are you account evading? You better behave. The Oviraptor gazes at me for an uncomfortably long moment. Anon? What? What is it already? Are you going to tell me some banal nonsense like those stupid posters all over the school? Some crap about kindness or doing better? Be kind. To whom and for what? Just so you can get walked over for people who will never return the favor? Be better. Just so everyone can continually raise the bar on you and scold you when you fail to meet their arbitrary standards. What good is all that saccharine crap for when it feels like the whole world is either trying to kill me harshly with ridicule or softly with kindness? What's the fucking point? It's two sides of the same damn coin. I've grown in frustration, and a part of me wants to storm out of the office in a rage. Then Scalar speaks, and I'm surprised to hear her voice quiver. Anon, you don't have to let everyone in, but if you keep shutting everyone out, you'll one day find yourself without friends when you need them most. I look up and am surprised to see that her lip is trembling. You may go now. Thanks, and sorry for my schizo ranting. It's not a problem. Feel free to visit me again if you need someone to rant to. Don't worry, I'll be good. No, I got unbanned. How do you get who unbanned you? I meet Ben outside the principal's office. I might take a quick dinner break just to eat. I am feeling hungry. Hey, Ben. Hey. If you need to be left alone, I understand. No, it's alright. I decided I want to take AP Art, second period. Are you absolutely certain? Yeah, I am. I'd advise against it. Why, just because of Olivia? Yes. She thought you were trying to fix me up with her or whatever because she thinks you're trying to interfere with her life. And yet I'm doing the exact opposite. I'm trying to keep you away from her for both of your own good. What difference does it make? You're still proving her right in that you're trying to control some aspect of her life. Fair enough. But take my advice for whatever it's worth. Don't bother trying to be her friend. She's a lost cause. Doesn't that run contrary to those dumb posters you insisted on putting up, say? Ben shrugs. Hey, it's your life, but don't say I didn't warn you. I'll put in the necessary changes to have your revised schedule first thing tomorrow. Thanks, I appreciate it. You're welcome. What a shitty first day, and now I have to hobble back home with a hurt foot. A familiar hand slaps my back. Hey, Anon, how are you holding up? Damien, please stop touching my back. Oh, my bad, bro. I'm sorry. It's fine. I'm just on edge right now. I understand. Is Olivia always like that? She's been dealing with a lot of stuff. I'm not saying that makes what she did okay, but she just had a really bad last year. Well, so did I. I know, man. It's just frustrating because last year started out okay, and then one thing led to another, and what happened? I'd rather not talk about it, but she wasn't the only one who was affected. Sorry, no offense for not wanting to tell you. Believe me, I get it. I'm still an outsider, only I wouldn't mind staying that way for the rest of the year. Come on, man, don't be like that. Sorry, I'm just dealing with my own shit right now. Hey, Anon, I just heard about what happened. Not a good way to end the day, I know. How bad does your foot hurt? I'll manage. I'll just walk it off. No, I'll give you a ride home. I'd appreciate that, but I just hate feeling this indebted to you. Don't be silly. It's no trouble for me. Okay, I just feel uneasy how quickly this is all happening. Do you need a ride, Damien? No, I'll walk home. Maybe I can catch up with Olivia. Hey, I'll see you in gym tomorrow. He holds out his fist for a bump and I reciprocate. See you. Wasn't me. Don't worry, Armored. Not like I am angry that you kept me in the box for over 2 months and now that the band expired, I'm a new guy. Sure. I follow Liz to the parking lot, doing my impression of a duck with downies. And then it hits me. How the fuck did Brachiosaurus drive? Did they just stick their heads through the roof? Or for that matter, Liz being able to swivel her head around means she can look at her own body from a few feet away, like seeing herself in third person. Fucking weird. I see Anon there. Liz unlocks the car with a chirp and I slide into the passenger seat. She takes the driver's side and I notice a rod above her seat that's lined with a soft fabric. The Brachiosaur begins to wind her neck around it, like a rancher coiling rope into a bundle. Her neck coils itself neatly around the rod. I can't help but stare in morbid fascination. It was like looking at a Greek myth, a woman with an anaconda for a head. The rod is attached to the roof on a spring-loaded track to allow for partial back-and-forth movement. Liz gives it a test by jerking her head back and forth a bit, and the rod doesn't move more than a few inches in either direction. I could imagine a static rod strangling a brachiosaur who had to brake too hard, and thinking about that makes me wonder how difficult it was for paramedics to extricate a hurt brachiosaur from a wrecked car. Seems more like a handicap when driving. She looks to me with a smile. Ready to go? Yep, the address is 237 South St. Hammond Street. Oh, just like our school. Yep. She puts the address in her phone GPS, and I grimace in anticipation of her reaction. Sure enough, her smile falters into a look of shock, and then dismay. Yeah, it's in Skin Row. I see, is it as bad as they say? Well, I don't know what they say, I just know you don't want to be a dino in Skin Row after dark. I like how Liz's head is several seconds... is several seconds arriving ahead of the rest of her body. Huh. Oh. You don't have to take me all the way to my place. You can just take me to the outskirts. It's not that much more of a walk. You sure you don't mind? Hey, it still beats walking all the way. The car pulls forward and we begin our drive. She turns on the radio and sets it to one of her presets. I worry that the radio will begin playing some shitty pop music, something with a lot of millennial whoops or AI-generated tracks, or even Raptor Jesus forbid, Imagine Dragons. Instead, it's a station that plays mainly 80s new wave and synth pop. At least I could say she has good taste in music. The station begins playing a block of Samir Samir. I lose myself in the chorus of the current song. Because you're lonely and in your nightmare, let me in. Because there's heat beneath your winter, let me in. About Olivia. There's pauses and I can already imagine her saying something like, "Don't be too hard on her," or "She's just going through a bad phase, but she's really nice." I don't blame you if you don't want to be her friend. Wasn't expecting that. And I remember earlier when Damien had said something along the lines of, "Give her some time and she'll warm up to you." Liz had scoffed like she had been on the verge of saying something negative about Olivia. Seems like she doesn't want friends. Not wanting friends is one thing, but she's just driving people away. Damien and his family are her only lifeline, but what's she going to do when she graduates? Probably become a cat mom. She has so much support, not to mention talent, yet she just wastes it. It's infuriating. Aside from being a mobile doorstop, what is her talent? Liz snorts at my joke, but then frowns at me. She's a very talented painter. She won an art contest in her freshman year. I didn't know that. Anyways, don't feel pressured to be her friend. I worried maybe Damien was doing that. He's always trying to introduce her to new people and try to get her to come out of her shell. I can see how well that works. Liz sighs and shakes her head. Ben told me not to be her friend. Ben doesn't. I can tell it's taking her all her self-control to not go off on the prissy perfect. Ben is very misguided, and I'm not telling you to not be her friend. I'm just saying I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to be. Oh boy, more chat. I wonder if brachios would get neck-shortening surgeries for convenience. It's like head transplant. I don't think removing parts of your neck is possible if you want to live. And the other reason, I was watching some old streams and learned someone said my name 3 times, so I was obligated to show up a month late. Henry VIII, I was just performing neck-shortening surgeries on my wives, I swear. As a human, I wouldn't shorten my neck, but for brachiosaurs, it would make sense. Removing vertebrae sounds dangerous, yeah? Oh, my voice is starting to go hoarse. Friendship with anyone is something I could take or leave right now. I'm not really looking into making any friends at the moment. Oh, okay. I hear the disappointment in her voice. Present company accepted, of course. Hey, can I ask you a question? Shoot. Earlier, when I introduced myself, what made you think I already had a boyfriend? I was hoping you did. Why? It's easier to talk to girls if you know they already have a boyfriend. You don't feel pressured to flirt with them, or feel like they're flirting with you when maybe all they're doing is being polite. I see what you mean. I actually used to be the same way myself around boys. I tend to be a bit more introverted, and I used to be much more shy than I am now. That's why I always liked Damien, because he's very outgoing and gregarious. I admire his ability to talk with anyone like they were already good friends. Sorry for making assumptions. My voice is fucking going, ain't it? Let me get some water. Gotta go. Well, it's nice to be back. Love you, Armored. Okay. Have a good night. Oh, I am hungry. I was ill prepared. That's alright. So, are you guys dating? You know, just for clarification. We are, for about a month now, in fact. When he and I went to the winter formal, that was our first real date. Although saying it out loud like that, the whole night could have gone so much better. Winter formal rings a bell, but I can't remember where I heard it. What's the winter formal? It's like prom, but in winter. Right after Jesus, 2 proms in 1 year. Talk about piling on the social pressure. Part of me is curious about what could have gone better, but I decide it's none of my business. Minutes later, Liz pulls up to the street. I tell her he's safe. When she's parked, I move to exit the car, but I'm stopped by a sudden question in my head. Hey Liz, who's Inko? Her eyes go wide, then her expression becomes sad. He's a human transfer student like you. He arrived last September. Surprised I didn't see him. You wouldn't have, because he's not at St. Hammond anymore. What? But you just said he is, not was. Liz sighs, her eyes becoming more downcast. Technically, he's still a student at St. Hammond, but for now, he's still in treatment at Cafeteria General. Oh, what's wrong with him? He's in a coma. I'm hesitant to ask about what happened to him. Sorry for bringing it up. That's fine, you didn't do anything wrong. Do you need a ride tomorrow? Maybe. Text me and let me know. We exchanged numbers and I put her in my short list of contacts. Thanks. No problem. Relax and get better. Let me check chat. Same way I wonder if Taros would decide to amputate their wings since they are useless. They only make changing clothes hard and get in the way everywhere. I can glide with them. They'd be perfect airborne soldiers. Deliberately amputating your wings, even if you can't actually fly with them, just sounds like self-mutilation problem. Penguin know that. I step outside and she drives off. A sigh of relief escapes me once I'm in my hovel of an apartment, taking my shoes off and the sorry excuse for a kitchen that greets me every time I enter. I step into what could charitably be called the living room. I let my backpack fall to the floor with a thump, feeling like I just dialed down Dr. Brief's gravity training room. Every muscle still aches from PE, and I realize my throat's a little sore from screaming at the green chick on wheels. My throat's sore. Now that I can take a load off, I'm aware of just how stressed physically and mentally I am. I open a can of soda and sip on the caffeinated elixir, and then light a badly needed cigarette. Firing up the old X-Rocks, I pop in the Rockman X collection and boot up Rockman X2. I say a prayer for Green Biker Dude, and then proceed to destroy the giant robot with papier-mâché armor. Once at the stage select screen, I decide to tackle Wheelgator first. He needed his weapon to get 2 armor upgrades anyway. I remember what Scalar told me. Like there's anyone worth befriending. There were the students who mistook me for someone else and then immediately lost interest. Those 2 thoughts and science eyeballing me like a piece of meat. That creepy control freak, Ben. Liz and Damien are good people, though. In fact, Damien's a real bro, and Liz is almost like a big sister. But Olivia, she only seems to be capable of 2 emotions. Self-pity and overt hostility. I mean, how could she expect to make friends with a shitty attitude like... Oh. Alright, I'm gonna use this moment, seeing as it's the new day. I'm gonna go eat something real quick. It might take me like 5-10 minutes. We'll see. I'll be back as soon as I can. Alright. Gotta get back in action. Let me see how many viewers I lost. I'm feeling a bit better, but now that I ate, I'm going to be clearing my throat twice as much. Sucks. 25 watching, that's crazy. Nearly doubled. Let me take off the BRB. Oh. I'll go for the rest of the hour. Sorry if I'm ignoring chat right now. Hey, Jeb. Ugh. My foot still hurts when I wake up, though not as much. I apply more of that balm and take some medicine. Liz texts me asking if I need a ride, which I accept. She still has her radio set to the 80s station. We make small talk and I even manage to joke that she's my chauffeur. I propose that the station's playing The Chauffeur by Samir Samir. Once at the school, we go our separate ways, saying bye to each other. I guess it was alright having at least a couple of friends, and Liz is a good one. I can only hope that I can avoid triggering her again with my schizo observations and edgy humor. I keep hearing about this Inko guy. I wonder what happened to him. Cuts to Inko fighting the ozone in the purple stank adventure. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's where he's fighting right now. Let me get comfortable. Tailbones raging. Oh. Since I have time before PE, I decided to satiate my growing curiosity about Olivia's winning entry from her freshman year. Maybe her attitude could be forgiven for being simple hubris. I scanned the walls, aware of how much better than I at art all of my peers, past and present, are in comparison. Normally I couldn't have cared less, yet now I was committed to AP Art. I feel humbled and even intimidated. It was more humbling than seeing Damien knock out those push-ups. At least I know I can get stronger. But this... After searching for a few minutes, I find what I'm looking for. Dreamscape. Imagine a brachiosaur with a neck beard. That's cursed. A strange sensation comes over me. It's a feeling of both awe and respect for the ones who created this, and then a feeling of disappointment knowing it's Olivia. It was almost like that saying, don't meet your heroes, only Olivia hadn't been a hero. She'd just been some cranky chick acting like she was on the rag. And yet, in the span of only a few seconds of taking in her painting, I feel more humbled, more inferior than I had felt looking at the other works in the gala. The painting, which she had created in the 9th fucking grade, was called Dreamscapes, and it did indeed look like something out of someone's dream. At least I got my mic, which I can mute and clear my throat. I might be doing that. Sorry if it bugs people. I'm sorry I grew up disabled. The city, as it's depicted here, looks magical. It reminds me of people who had near-death experiences. Some claim the world they went to, the afterlife presumably, had felt more real and vibrant than this world, and upon returning, this world felt dull in comparison. So, is this foreshadowing Inko if he comes out of his coma? I'd always suspected that they were merely hallucinating, but looking at this picture, it makes me question that assumption. I don't think Inko would want to go back to Purple Stank Adventure. Fuck me sideways, at least I have a good metric of knowing how much I suck. She's going to hang this over my fucking head, I just know it. Got that right. I continue peruse the remainder of the gala in the vain hope that I can find at least one other person who's equal to, or even greater than, the Bellicross Baryonyx. And then I find it. Our brachio birth, keep pushing. I can see the head, and the neck, and the neck. Oh god. Oh. No. Well, yeah, they don't have egg births in this game, do they? Or in this universe. Now it all makes sense. Why everyone had clamored around me, some thinking that I had been this Inco guy who had up and disappeared. Must be a fucking legend by now. Human barges into dino-dominated school. Makes the best fucking painting they've ever seen. Refuses to elaborate further. Leaves. No wonder Olivia misses him. She said she had been mean to him. The same with me, and yet he must have won her respect by painting this. And then he had to go to the hospital for whatever reason. But why? At least now I understand one thing about Olivia. Two things, perhaps. She's talented enough that she's virtually peerless, and something she had held dear had been ripped away. No wonder she's miserable. Son, I have good authority that your foot suffered a critical hit yesterday. The what? Until you fully coalesce, you are excused from physical activity. But do not think that that means you're excused from PE. The E stands for education, and that's what you will do while you sit it out. Now get to work on these packets, and I better not see you goofing around on your phone. Yes, Coach. The Paleolithic PE provider goes off and torments the rest of the class. Speaking of cursed images with a neck beard, it's like giving birth to a fat tapeworm with a neck beard. Taking a seat on the bench, I open up the first 3 packets he's given me. It's on human and raptor and anime. Getting through it is simple enough. All I had to do was read first read the questions, and then skim the packet for the correct answers. The second packet is on health and nutrition, which has the effect of making me reconsider my dietary habits. And then the third packet is on the history of basketball. 5 minutes before the period is over, Damien comes up to me already dressed out of his uniform. Yo, Anon, you work up a mental sweat? Hardly. These packets were pretty easy. I got done with them halfway through class. I would have passed the rest of the time browsing forums, but Sally said he didn't want to see me on my phone. At least now I know the history of basketball and how it took them years to get the bright idea to cut a frickin' hole in the basket. Have you heard about the history of dodgeball and how it's originated as throwing severed heads? I'm pretty sure that was just a funny bit in a comedy movie. Nah, that wasn't a comedy, that was a documentary. Hey, I think your head would be a better dodgeball than mine, a lot less wind resistance. So we got AP Art next period, right? Yeah, I'm a little nervous, to be honest. Because of Olivia? Oh yeah. Look man, Olivia feels bad about what happened, so don't dwell on it. I may have told her to leave me alone in Scalar's office. Oh. Do you really mean that? No, I was just agitated. So then talk to her and let her know that it's all water under the bridge. Just let her down easily when you tell her your heart belongs to Lenara. I'm kidding, bro. Please don't kick my ass. Whatever, I'm not sure how to talk to her. We're doing fine when we're talking to Liz. Just think of Olivia no differently. Okay. What's your spirit animal? Is that a quote, or are you asking me that? Of all the places Liz showed me yesterday, I at least remembered how to get to AP Art. I have to admit, the design of the school in this area is stunning. It's like the architect had designed this part with the intent to inspire students. It's a seamless blend of construction and nature. I gaze at the surrounding trees, lost in thought. And then a familiar sound of wheels makes a certain presence known. Red alert! Red alert! A weeb on wheels is coming from behind. increase powers to aft shields, and then prepare to come about. I turn and lock eyes with the buxom baryonyx. She gazes up at me, her expression a mixture of concern and worry. Hi. She clears her throat. How's your foot? It's better now. It doesn't even bother me that much. I'm really sorry about that. It's fine. You kind of did me a favor, actually. It gets me out of PE for the next few days. I see. Let me know, and I can always do the other foot if you need it. We both laugh awkwardly. So you're really going to be an AP Art? Yes, and just so you know, I chose this. Ben didn't talk me into it. In fact, he tried to talk me out of it. I know, I remember what he said yesterday. So what's the deal you two have, if you don't mind my asking? She opens her mouth to speak, then closes it and looks down. It seems like she has something she wants to get off her ample chest, but is having a hard time. Don't worry about it. If it's too personal or too much to get into, then you don't have to tell me. Okay. And, sorry for calling you a cripple. I already know I'm a cripple. I'll let you know if you say anything actually offensive. She wasn't going to badger me for ableist language. I'm sorry for calling you a chimp. Should have called me a shaved chimp. That would have been more accurate. We both chuckle a little. I'm afraid I'm a terrible artist, nowhere near as good as you. I half expect her to boast proudly about her artistic skill, saying everyone sucks compared to her, or rubbing in my face how much I suck. Instead, she looks like she's having difficulty processing my compliment. Thanks. I'm sorry you have to learn from our current teacher. She's terrible. Oh, is this where you get to see the new teacher? Oh, what happened to your last teacher? He's dead. There's the rubbery taste of my foot in my mouth. Sorry I asked. You didn't know. As fate would have it, my seating assignment placed me next to Olivia. We take our places, but neither of us muster the courage for further small talk. Just think of Olivia no differently than Liz, to paraphrase Damien. Easier said than done. I knew Liz had a boyfriend, Damien, but Olivia was a boyfriend-free girl. The teacher gives us the assignment, and it's then I realize. I forgot to pick up the textbook from the library. As though reading my mind, Olivia nudges her own textbook closer to me, and I shuffle in my desk closer to hers. Thanks. She grunts a response, and then we lean over to the book. As long as I keep half of my attention on reading and the other half on note-taking, I can almost, but not quite, ignore the alarms. He dead. At best, the neckbeard spirit animal is a chihuahua with moist, bulging eyes that's constantly snarling, snapping, and wetting itself. Do any of the dino people in the Snootverse have humans as their spirit animal? Yeah, Ryan Gosling. He's literally me. Halfway through class, I've tuned them out enough to allow my thoughts to wander a little. Olivia had been through a lot of shit last year, to the point where she maybe had it worse than I. Although musing about it to myself, that sounds inconsiderate of me to say. She had lost not one, but two people important to her. The Cinco guy, who was on the same level as, possibly greater than she, and the former art teacher. And what happened to me? Only ritualistic public humiliation of the worst kind, but at least no one died. The trill of the bell signals the end of the period. The class moves in unison with the collective screech of chairs pushed away from desks. Olivia puts her books in her backpack, as well as her notebook, which I noticed she'd used for doodling, not note-taking. Thanks again. Lunara, Anon, I think you're my spirit animal. Anon backs away slowly, not making eye contact. I think my spirit animal is a Dilophosaurus Spinosaurus hybrid. That's not how spirit animals work. But it's so mean. It's what if Idakin would have wanted. Okay, Anon, here's your chance to say something nice and to the quiet chick. Don't fuck it up. And I'd say you're doing him proud. Her composure melts and a few tears escape her yellow and silver eyes. Fuck. It's science, and I again find myself sandwiched between the busty blonde and the raccoon rap. Sorry, I bumped my mic too early for that one. Hey, we missed you at lunch yesterday. Sorry, Damien and Liz treated me to lunch, so I hung out with them. Oh, doesn't Olivia sit with them, though? Yeah, all four of us had lunch together. Boy, that must have been awkward. A little, but she didn't do much talking. From what we heard, though, she did a lot of screaming at you and Ben yesterday. Fuck my life, I couldn't even make it 1 week. No, 1 fucking day without being involved in some bullshit gossip. Oh boy. There may have been an altercation. We heard Olivia ran over your foot. Oh really, and where did you hear that? That's the word going around, and we can see you're limping slightly. I'm going to tell you right now that's a load of purple monkey dishwasher. What? That's bullshit from the rumor mill. The most that happened was Olivia brushed up against me when she wheeled herself over to Ben. And I already hurt my foot before. Oh really? How? Thank God damn it, think. How else could you have hurt your foot? As though on cue, someone from across the room moves their chair with a small slam. I was moving my desk chair in history and one of the legs landed on my foot while I was sitting in it. Ouch, sorry to hear that. It happens. I can understand Olivia screaming at Ben, considering what he did at the formal, but why was she screaming at you? Isn't it obvious, Lulu baby? She's jealous, probably of you. And how do we know she isn't jealous of you? Because everyone knows I'm dating Buster. I still can't believe you're dating that guy. What can I say? I like him big. Big in what way? Girls giggled obnoxiously. Oh, Raptor Jesus, why hast thou forsaken me? So, Anon, are you going to have lunch with us today? Sorry, I can't. I told Damien I'd pay him back for getting me lunch, and I owe him one. He and I have already hit it off. The Raptor girl pouts. Okay, but you can't get out of having lunch with us forever. Maybe I can. If I find out how Inko ended up in a coma, I could do the same thing. And then he and I can be bunkmates. I meet Liz and Damien outside of the cafeteria. Liz hands me my new lunch card, which she had laminated herself. Flush with credit, I ask Damien when Liz is out of earshot what he wants so I can pay him back. Give me one of those foot-long meatball subs and we'll call it even. I procure the sub as well as this tasty-looking hoagie and some cookies. I hand Damien the freebie, which he accepts graciously with a shit-eating grin. Then we make our way back to our table. Liz is already munching away on the vines up above, and Olivia's devouring what looks like part of a roasted cow leg. Chomp! Munch, munch. So that was your first day in AP Art. I forgot to get the textbooks from the library, but Olivia let me read along with her. Oh yeah? Damien's face lights up like a new rock ring was announced. Yeah, it's not like it was a big deal. I knew you guys would get along. I look to Olivia, who only looks away and shrugs. Did you guys talk about your favorite anime? We didn't do much talking. Nah, okay then. Anon joins Inko to the AI slop madness. That'd be hilarious. Okay then. He and I make small talk while he chows down on his own lunch of meatloaf and the meatball sub. We mostly talk about video games, mainly our favorite Rock Ring sequels. Damien, you keep eating that much, you're going to look like your dad. You gotta eat plenty if you want to grow muscle. Oh, and Anon, I'd suggest keeping track of how much you're spending with your lunch card. Way ahead of you, I got a notepad for writing all that down. I figure if I keep around $50 a week, I shouldn't owe more than $1,200 by the time I graduated. That's very proactive of you. Just trying to be low time preference. Was math your favorite subject? I wouldn't say I have a favorite subject, though I guess my best is science. I envy you then. I'm not very good at science. Even though you work with numbers are more straightforward, but understanding science takes a certain kind of lateral thinking I've never been good at. Well, look at it this way. You may not live to be a rocket scientist, but you can always make a great accountant. Actually, I do want to start my own business selling art one day. Let's see. Good with numbers and managing finances and wants to start a business one day. You must have some Rhino Rex in you. Sorry, stupid joke. Well, at least you didn't need me to tell you it was stupid. I turned back to my own meal, but now there's an awkwardness hanging in the air. That reminds me why I started keeping to myself in the first place. And the topic of rock reach comes up between Damien and Anon, and all hell breaks loose. What is that supposed to mean? I thought I knew better than to just go revealing my power level like that. So why? Why am I suddenly more at ease with this group of normies? Liz texts me towards the end of the day asking me if I want to ride. I tell her I appreciate it and asked if she could meet me outside the principal's office. Apparently she wanted to see me. I knock on her door. I enter. Mr. Moose, how are you? I'm fine. You wanted to talk to me? I only wanted to ask you if you were doing better today. I guess I'm doing alright. Better than yesterday. I'm relieved to hear it. Did you have anything you wanted to talk to me about? Now that you mention it, I have a question. Go right ahead. What can you tell me about Idekin? Her face becomes somber. Trent Idekin was the art teacher and the photography teacher for many years, until he passed away last fall. Of bone cancer, he was only 37. No way to treat it? He didn't want treatment, that's just the kind of person he was, taking what life threw at him and doing his best to live with no regrets. The entire school was saddened at his passing. The place just hasn't felt the same without him. Did Olivia talk to you about him? She didn't say much, only that he died last year. Probably no one took his passing harder than she. She shared her textbook with me today and told me it's what Idekin would have wanted. A haggard-looking principal gives me a small smile. I'm glad to hear you and she are getting along now. Perhaps this year she can find the closure she needs. Maybe, so Idekin was pretty special, huh? He was very flamboyant, eccentric even, and he always tried to see the best in every student to tap into their potential. Thought he'd even see anything in me. She gives me a concerned look. I'm glad you're giving Olivia another chance. I admit she can try one's patience, but Idekin always saw something special in her. I worry for her, though. I've seen her piece from freshman year. With that kind of skill, I doubt she has to worry about anything. You'd think that, but it's seldom so simple. Talent alone doesn't guarantee success, not any more than intelligence. Do you have any idea how many students I've come across much smarter than I who still struggle? No. Or you'd believe, it's heartbreaking to see someone with a lot of potential who ends up with an ordinary job and crippling lack of self-confidence, yet it happens more often than you'd think. And with Olivia's condition, she has even more problems, and I don't just mean accessibility problems. It's easy for people like her to define themselves solely by their condition, even if they don't want the world doing that for them. And even if she did find success as an artist, which I hope for her sake she can, that too can be short-lived. Heidekin was a very talented painter, yet he still ended up working 3 jobs as art teacher, photography teacher, and freelance photographer. His whole life was work. I hope he didn't work himself into an early grave. I think I get it now. I was just curious and didn't want to push her on the subject. I understand, but don't think just asking her simple questions is pushing her. Try to get her to open up if you can. Okay, and thanks. You're very welcome. Liz and I make our way to the entrance, finding the blueberry bureaucrat along the way. At the same spot where Olivia had run over my foot the day before, Ben is putting up another one of those stupid posters. This time it says, "Don't be the type to step on toes, be more considerate." Man, my voice is starting to hurt. Maybe we'll go for till the end of the day, maybe, and put a fork in it. I don't want to, like, burn out for fucking Snoot Jam. Hello, Anon. Hey, Ben. That poster isn't exactly subtle. Yeah, well, subtlety is lost on some. But surely you of all people would agree with its message. Not really, to be honest. Oh, and why? In my experience, there's some whose toes you can't avoid stepping on because they're the type to make you walk on eggshells for them. It's unfortunate, but some people like that really do exist. So what do you do when you're confronted with people like that? That depends, but sometimes I just want to step on their toes to spite them. Really, even though that could lead to conflict. I just don't like being pushed around or told what to do. Ben looks away in contemplation. You know something? You're right about this poster not being very subtle. I'm taking it down. I think I'll remove some of the other posters as well. He takes down the propaganda. Sliding a rubber band down the rolled up poster, he turns back around. Thank you for your input. You're welcome. And can I ask you something? Certainly. Why do you care so much if Olivia and I shared a class? I just worried that yet another human transfer student might do to her mental health state. I opened my mouth to speak. You're right, it's none of my business. I won't bother you about it again. Poster in hand, he gets the hell out of Dodge as though very uncomfortable with the my line of questioning. As his face is hard to read, it looks as though she wanted to say something but is holding back for whatever reason. I'm gonna get a drink real quick. All right. Back home, I fire up the Xbox Series S, find Damien's account, and friend him. I see a name which could be Olivia's in his friends list and think about adding her, but decide against it. We play a little while, messaging each other back and forth between matches, then I log off after a couple of hours so I can get to my homework. It's hard getting my mind into it, though. When I keep thinking about Olivia, she was missing Heidekin. That much was certain, and when I thought about it, it made me feel kind of angry at the old art teacher for opting out of therapy. It just seemed selfish, but then again, who was I to tell someone else when it was their time to go? Out of context, I would have said, good for him, manning up and accepting it's his time and not clinging to a life while chemo kills what little is left of it. Yet thinking about Olivia's predicament made me feel the opposite way. I could only imagine how she must have felt. All I had to do was imagine what it would be like if I was stuck at my old school, no chance to run away and start anew. I too will deliberately step on toes of those kinds of people just out of spite. Fuck you, Jerry! Just Jerry. The thought made me feel trapped, panicky. 2 days in, and here I am getting attached to someone. This sure hadn't been in my plan. A take my mind off of it with a little shitposting. I logged into a forum dedicated to gaudy lawn ornamentation. I mowed your mom 69, so how far do you think you can get those garden gnomes up your asses? And I'm talking feet first. Oh boy. This drops me off, we say bye, I turn to the school. I'll go until the music comes back in. I encounter Olivia on my way. Ugh. We lock eyes. No longer does my mere presence cause her anxiety. Now she just gives me the same look of stoic indifference she gives everyone else. Hey. She just sits there, her expressionless gaze fixed on me. It's unnerving. What's up? Why have you been telling people I didn't run over your foot? I guess I didn't want them thinking we were fighting or something. Do you really care that much about what other people think about you? I don't like people gossiping about me. I escaped my last school just to get away from that shit. But they're not really gossiping about you. They're gossiping about me. And that doesn't bother you? No. Oh. Well, it still bothers me because I'm related to it. I just want to keep my head down and go unnoticed. So do that then. It'll be forgotten a week from now and nobody will give a shit. Sure, but for the time being, I thought I could just, I don't know, correct the record. Control the narrative. The baryonyx rolls her eyes. Control the narrative? Inara thought you were jealous. And what would give her that idea? I don't know, she kept eyeballing me like a piece of meat. I'm not the least bit interested in her, though. Then tell her that. Tell her to fuck off and that bimbos don't interest you. I can't just do that. She's my lab partner. For someone who wants to go unnoticed, you sure care an awful lot about what people think of you. And for being so quiet, you sure have a way of drawing a lot of attention to what you do. I didn't ask to be involved in gossip. I would have rather not been involved in anything relating to you, yet wherever I go, you're there, butting in. So what was I? Collateral damage in your ongoing feud with Ben? Should I have just ignored when you ran over my fucking foot? I'm sorry. Why can't you follow your own advice and ignore Ben? How can I ignore him when he puts those stupid posters everywhere? How can I ignore everything he's done to me? God, I hate him. I wish I could just push him out of my life for good. Push him down a flight of stairs. What did he do to you? She opens her mouth, and I can tell she wants to let it all out. And she closes her mouth in a look of defeated resignation. It's too much to get into, and you're not my therapist. I'm sorry I made the whole school talk about you when you just wanted to be ignored. I'll leave you alone from now on. Olivia, you don't need to... She's already moving in the opposite direction, her arms propelling herself with the kind of mechanical surrender like a pack mule. Who's Jerry? Well, Jerry's... I don't know what Jerry he's talking about, but Jerry for me is a meme between me and Blaze. You're just going to have to dig deep to find out who Jerry really is. Great in on. Now she thinks you're just as shallow and vapid as the rest of them. Maybe she's right. But why do you care? Didn't you just want to, you know, get by? Anyways, the music's on. I'm probably going to wrap it up here because my voice is rough. And I got to be in good shape for Friday. So Thursday's going to be a not Snoop day. It's just going to be some casual gameplay and stuff. I'll throw up the ending screen. We'll wrap it up. Ooh. Oh boy. That's 7:13. I don't know if I'm going to throw a second stream up tonight. Or technically a third stream. I'd like to play some games, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just play them on my own time. But yeah. I guess we're just retreading the old ground until we reach the new content. And I'm okay with that. I guess it's been quite a few months, I guess, since the last time we've been through this, and I guess going through this again would help. Or else I'm just gonna like say a bunch of shit I don't even know. I'm gonna assume everything. Thank you for the stream. Thanks for showing up. It's always nice to do these. I thought there was only gonna be a handful of people because everyone just forgot Snoot. But I was proven wrong. It's nice to have a cozy 20 to 30 people here. Enjoy the Snoot and all that. But I'm gonna stop talking and let my voice heal up a bit. I'll see you guys either tomorrow or Friday.